Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And it seems the SNP are turning the corner. Not exactly. It's not exactly as good as it sounds. What it means is there's been another poll, but this one shows that they're just as bad as they were last time. Now, the turning the corner, as far as I'm concerned, is they're not actually getting worse. And that's the first time in a poll in a long time. The momentum has been permanently downwards. But I suppose you're running out of people to leave. It can't really get much worse. And so they are starting to plateau. But they're plateauing down at a very, very low level, which is good news for everyone. We'll take a look at this and see yet again why Humza Yousaf will not be happy. All the effort he's putting in, all the lies he's telling, all the spins he's doing, and he's still not making the numbers better. They're turning into the Tories. You know, they really are. They are the Tories of Scotland now, aren't they? Because ironically, the Tories in Scotland are doing so much better than the Tories in England. It's very, very bad news. Anyway, we'll take a quick look at this to see why Humza Yousaf is going to be the last SNP leader of Scotland. Here goes. I suppose as he's sitting there this morning eating his breakfast, probably having a boiled egg, although only eat the yolk, doesn't like the whites, he will sit there and think, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be when he looks at this poll. I mean, obviously it is. It's as bad as it was before, but it hasn't got worse. And for him, that will be some kind of, something to look forward to. It's not getting worse. That for him will bring him joy if he's capable of feeling that little emotion. But I suspect he's probably not. Very joyless person, isn't he? Anyway, hammer blow for Humza Yousaf as SNP to lose seats to Labour and Tories as the party slumps into second place. And it seems to be with every new poll, it just gets worse and worse for them. But finally one where it's exactly the same as the last time. Although slightly better, it must be said, for the Tories. This is strange. But anyway, the Nats face a general election nightmare, with the party's leader's de facto referendum plan in tatters as voters look set to reject constitutional division. Well, we did the thing the other day, and it's actually the figures they're quoting of 55-45 towards remaining are actually very misleading. And if you actually didn't do it as a yes-no, where the yes seems to be heavily weighted towards leaving, and did it as a remain and stay vote, it's actually nearer 70-30. Not a good position if you're the SNP, it must be said. Anyway, Humza Yousaf has been dealt a fresh hammer blow as a poll predicted the SNP will lose seats to both Labour and the Conservatives at the next general election as they tumble into second place. Keep going, boys. You can make it to third if you try. The Nats have already seen their ratings tumble in 2023, with their grip on Scottish politics weakening by the day. And of course, as their grip weakens, their numbers weaken. There are people out there that their memberships are lapsing. They're no longer what's the word? They're not renewing. Times are hard. Why would you pay money to renew if you can't afford it? And so people aren't renewing. And of course, you're getting the people at the top end who are carking it and popping their clogs. Obviously, they're losing them. And previously, they used to leave them a lot of money. That's less so now. So you're losing all this income from your membership. And of course, you're not getting your income from your corporate sponsors. They don't want to be assigned in case you're a bit criminal and that. So they're being very reticent. So the money is running out. Make no bones about that. If they lose as many seats as it looks like they're going to lose, they're going to lose all the Westminster money. That will bankrupt them. What a shame. Anyway, a series of scandals have rattled the SNP as voters seek to ditch constitutional division for more important issues like the economy and the NHS and education, you name it. A new survey suggests the SNP will get nowhere near a majority of seats that Mr Yousaf believes can trigger Skexit negotiations. He can believe what he like, but it isn't going to happen. The study shows Scottish Labour will gain 21 seats, as well as holding on to its solitary constituency. Well, it's got two now. When the country next goes to the polls. It's likely to be in the spring or autumn of next year. And despite predictions that the Tories will struggle, experts reckon they can actually improve on their current 6 seats and bag 11. Now, that is a complete variance in Scotland with the Tories as what's happening in England, where the Tories are going to get wiped out. And what's very odd is you've just had the autumn statement, the budget, if you will, and They've maintained the triple lock. That was supposed to be a boost. They've cut taxation in the forms of a reduction in national insurance. That was supposed to be a boost. They say that they're pushing for this and pushing for that. All these things that they're supposed to do, supposed to get a boost in the polls. The Tories actually went down. Their days are done. They are finished. There's nothing they can do. Short of... Well, no. I can't think of a single thing Rishi Sunak can do to save it. I mean, he must go. That's the only thing. He must go. Get Penny Mordaunt in. You might get a boost in the polls. You won't win, but you'll cut your losses, perhaps. Bring Suella back. Cut your losses. It's Rishi Sunak has no concept of what people want because he doesn't. Non-tax-paying billionaire with a green card. But, so they're doing appallingly badly in England. But Scottish Tories, wow, flying. Are they doing well? Or is it just the SNP are doing so badly that it's just... Who knows? It's one of those things, isn't it? It's a bit weird. You can't call it. Anyway, with the Scot Lib Dems tipped to hold on to all 4 of their current MPs, it means unionist parties will secure 37 of the 57 seats available. And therefore, the union is safe. It was always safe, wasn't it? If the poll result is replicated in a vote, it will mean the SNP will just drop to just 20 seats, its lowest total since 2010, and below Labour. And that'll put them in 4th place at Westminster. So, and I've said this before, they'll have to, where they currently sit, they'll have to move. They'll have to move to a different place because they won't be the third party. The analysis was carried out by political consultancy Stonehaven, which specialises in data and analytics. While some will treat it with scepticism, there's little doubt the polls are moving in the wrong direction for the Nationalists, and have for quite some time. The SNP was hammered in the Rutherglen and Hamilton West 20-point swing, and also faced a series of chastening defeats at council level. Then you have an £11,000 iPad bill, which is the latest scandal, plus all the other sexual scandals and shenanigans that are going on over the years. It's not good. They are finished. And as I say, losing all those members as well. Financially, they are buggered, aren't they? Which is a shame. Grab your popcorn, folks. This isn't going away. Labour is predicted to sweep the board in Lanarkshire as well as taking the 4 of the 6 Glasgow seats. It's also likely to take Humza Yousaf, which would be delicious. He could be a national leader losing his seat. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be, oh, what a shame. The Tories have high hopes of holding their 6 seats, adding Ayr, Carrick, Cumnock, Moray, West, Nairn and Strathspey, where all the good whiskey comes from. Well, you can fight me. With the exception of Highland Park. I do like a Highland Park. So basically, there you go. That's it. The whole of Scotland is either going Labour or Tory. They're rejecting the SNP. There'll be a lot more of that come election night. People in rosettes that aren't yellow. Predominantly red, let's be honest. There'll be a lot of red rosettes going like that. There'll be some blues. There'll be very few yellows. And that, of course, will be the end of them. The final end. Who bloody Ray? I'm coming up. Now, as time goes on, of course, he's got less and less time available to him to turn it around. But also, as time goes on, more and more truths come out and more people are leaving the party and failing to back it. He's in a very difficult position. If he truly cares for the party, he knows that the only action he can take to save it would be to resign. But of course, he won't do that. That would mean he got something wrong. And so he'll stay in place and keep the Greens with him and keep all the morons and idiots that he surrounded himself with. All of them will stay in place. They're really just circling the drain, aren't they? There's nowhere for them to go except down the bloody plug hole. They're not going to do anything. Not while I've got the moron in charge. Oh well, never mind. What a shame. Grab your popcorn. Let's watch this as they finally sink down and disappear up their own backside. Never to be heard of again. It will be so soon. Literally, I'm going to say weeks after the next general election, the SNP may well cease to be because they're just not getting that money coming in. And they've got all those debts. And it takes one debtor to go and take them to court and they're finished. They'll have to wind up. Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch. I'm stopping now. Thank you very much for watching. Do keep watching. Do hit the subscribe button. Do hit the like button. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.